chettipatti, kulathur, ruined temple in Pudukkottai district. chettipatti தீர்த்தங்கரர் சிலை சமணர் குண்டு திருவெண்ணாயில், புதுக்கோட்டை மாவட்டம். வெண்ணாவி குளம் கரையில் ஜெயின் தீர்த்தங்கர images and the inscribed stone. It is under archaeological department. 393/1 RCA 4 dated 7th August 1938, 6/9/76/36 and transferred under the Act of 1951. chettipatti, kulathur, Pudukkottai district. Ruined Jaina temple is under archaeological department. 314A RCA 7/10405/1935 and transferred under the Act of 1951. chettipatti அழிந்த சமணர் கோயில் 2 ஏக்கர் நிலப்பரப்பில் அமைந்துள்ளது. இங்கு 12 சிலைகள் கிடைத்துள்ளது. மகாவீரர், பார்ஸ்வநாதர். இங்கு கிடைத்த சிலை சிலோனில் கிடைத்த சிலையை ஒத்துள்ளது. செட்டிப்பட்டி ஓட்டை கோயில், புதுக்கோட்டை மாவட்டம். தொல்லியல் சின்னங்கள் குறித்து பழங்கால அடையாளங்களை படத்துடன் விளக்கும் திரு ஆ. வேலுசாமி, புதுக்கோட்டை மாவட்டத்திலே உள்ள செட்டிப்பட்டியில் ஒரு பெரிய சமணர் கோயில் இருந்தது. அழிந்து இடம் இன்றும் இக்கோவிலில் இருந்த சுமார் 20க்கும் மேற்பட்ட சமண தீர்த்தங்கரர் சிற்பங்கள் இன்று திருச்சிராப்பள்ளி மற்றும் புதுக்கோட்டை அருங்காட்சியகத்தில் உள்ளது. இக்கோயில் ராஜராஜ சோழனின் கல்வெட்டு உள்ளது என்று குறிப்பிட்டுள்ளார். செட்டிப்பட்டி கொன்னண்டார் கோயில், distance 24 miles. The old name of this village was Thiruvennaayil, which persists in the name of the irrigation tank here. Vennavi, a corrupted form of Vennayil Kulam. Excavation of the large mount called Samanar Kundu or a Jaina mount adjoining to the bund of Vennavi Kulam, in which traces of a temple locally known as Otta Koil or ruined temple were visible was begun in 1936. So far, the plinth of the central shrine and 2 smaller shrines behind it and facing each other have been exposed. The plinths have stepped approaches similar to those found in Ceylon shrines of the period. There are clear traces of the existence of another shrine parallel to the central shrine and of 2 more sub-shrines in front. The site occupying about 2 acres of land on which this structure stand was surrounded by a praharam with a gateway on the east. The Garbhagraham of the central shrine measures 31 feet into 18 feet and a front mandapam 21 feet square. Fragments of the superstructures of the shrine have been unearthed and includes well-dressed blocks and stone parts of the vimanas, the plasters, corbels, cornices, Vayalarabi, Ratna and Kamala, Pidas, finals, etc. They all belong to the early Chola style of the 9th and 10th centuries, resembling similar features in the Movar Koil at Kodumbalur. 2 lion pillars, each measuring 5 feet in height, resembling pillars of the Pallavas period, 8th century, and 2 couchant lines without pillars, probably serving as a lanchanum or distinguished mark, have been discovered. The temple may be assigned to the close of the 9th or the beginning of the 10th century. There is also a epigraphical evidence in support of this conclusion. A fragmentary Tamil inscription on one side of the beaded molding in front of the main basement begins with the words Thirumagal Pola. The first verse of the Prasasti of Rajaraja Chola I, AD 1985-1014. The temple seems to have had numerous images, 12 of which have been discovered so far. They include Tirthankaras, among whom Mahavira and Parshvanatha can be easily recognized. Yalis and attendant devas. The images have been erected on a platform at the site itself. Since such find lose a certain amount of their interest when removed to the museum, the whole group has now been fenced round and has been conserved. Another inscription on the molding of the central shrine mentioned Madhisagara, a Jain Acharya of the 10th century, the guru of Dayabala and Vadiraja. A Tirthankara image belonging to this temple now stands a few furlongs off near the village Kayambatti. The Tirthankara is seated in Siddhasana pose under a triple umbrella and has an attendant on either side. There is a slab near the image which may originally have served as a base, bearing an inscription in Tamil which records that one Jayavira Perilamayavan built a part of a Annurava Perumballi at Tiruvannayil. It is therefore possible that the temple at Chettipatti was named after the famous corporation of merchants. The Annuravar, reference page number 1022-23. Chettipatti village Samanarkundu, Taluk Kulathur, district Pudukottai, find a spot on the base of the ruined Jaina temple at a place called Samanarkundu. King they have not mentioned, dated 10th century, characters Tamil, contents mention the name of the Dayapalar and Vadirajar, the disciples of Madhisagara Acharya. Reference: a mount of Pudukkottai State, Volume 2, Manual of Pudukkottai State, Volume 2, page number 2, pp 1022-23. Remarks: the Jaina temple at the place is the ruined and only the basement remains now. Sculptures of Mahavira, Parshvanatha and their attendants from the temple are kept on a platform in a village. IBIT page 1022. A Tirthankara image belonging to this temple now stands a few furlongs off near the village of Kayambatti, Pudukkottai district. The Tirthankara is seated in a Siddhasana pose under a triple umbrella and has an attendant on either side. There is a slab near the image which may originally have served as a base, bearing an inscription in Tamil which records one Jayavira Perilayaman built a part of the Anuravar Perumballi at Tiruvannayil. It is therefore possible that the temple at Chettipatti was named after the famous corporation members Annuveerar, page number 1022-23.